Looking at players that can finish as the running back 1 overall for fantasy football in 2022, I want to talk about the guy that is going as the 8th overall player in PPR drafts and the 5th running back off the board. And that player is Vikings running back Dalvin Cook. And I know the setback is that he's had an injury history and he hasn't played more than 14 games in a single season. But I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the positives and the upside he does bring for fantasy football. As you can see below me here, he had multiple games above 20 fantasy points in 2021, including that massive week against the Steelers. He averaged 16.4 fantasy points on the year, and if we look at just the games that he played during the fantasy season, above 50% of the snaps, he averaged just over 17 points per game. In the 2 seasons prior to 2021, weeks 1 through 16, so aka the fantasy season back then, he finished as the RB2 overall in 2020 and the RB3 overall in 2019, meaning he was right there for the overall RB1 fantasy finish in seasons he didn't have a complete one. Running back by committee systems are becoming more and more common, but this guy has been top 5 in snap share the last 2 seasons. He's also been top 5 in carries and top 5 in rushing yards the last 2 seasons. 3 straight seasons above 1,100 rushing yards. He also combined for 30 total touchdowns in 2019 and 2020. Under his belt, he also has a bit of pass catching upside. He's had 3 seasons with 40 or more catches. Looking to 2022, the Vikings just brought in Kevin O'Connell, who was with the Super Bowl winning Rams on the offensive side of the ball. I think you can project Dalvin Cook in 2022 to be one of the lead rushers in the NFL, a guy that can score double-digit touchdowns and have 40 or more receptions. And overall, a guy who can finish as the running back 1 for fantasy.